Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, softball fans of all ages, hello, and welcome to the Abington High School softball field behind the Beaverbrook Elementary School here in Abington, Massachusetts for today's season opener. It is the Walpole Timberwolves and the Abington Green Wave doing battle here on day one of the spring season. The two matchups last year was an even split. Walpole won the away game, as did Abington. They both won on their rivals' turf. As we get ready to get underway, Susie McAdams will lead off. Abby Kearns bats second. Caroline Duran is hitting third for Walpole. Nora Broderick bats fourth. Ariana Cruiser is batting fifth. Charlotte Stasinski hitting sixth. Caroline Daly bats seventh. Brookie Arena is batting eighth. And Lindsay Jacobs bats ninth. The first pitch bunt attempt goes foul into the Abington dugout. The Green Wave defense looks much the same as it did last year. Shannon Varvitsiotis in the circle. Doing the catching for her is Casey Bailey, making the return from injury. She lost last season to an injury. Kiera Howley's at first base. Kelly Pino's at second. Brenna Howley at short. Ava DiPietro is at third. Bella Abrams is in left. Madison Perry in center field. And Kaden Lynch is in right. And that is strike three. Down goes McAdams by way of the K for the first out of 2023. That'll bring up the second baseman, Abby Kearns. Kearns fouls it off to the backstop. One from Varvitsiotis. The last time we saw the Green Wave, they were in the Elite Eight of the MIAA statewide tournament. They played that third round matchup 3.5 hours away in Dalton, Massachusetts at Wacona Regional. On 2 strikes, the count now from Varvitsiotis. That will be upstairs a bit outside, 2-2. Timberwolves, of course, rebranding from the Rebels, as they were known years before, and it's 2 strikeouts to start the first inning for Varvitsiotis. Down goes Kearns by way of the K. That'll bring up Duran. Pitch from Varvitsiotis fouled up. That'll get out of play over the new bleachers here at the Beaverbrook. This one, a rope gets past DiPietro at third into left field for a 2-out base hit. Bella Abrams picks it up, tosses into second base. It's a long single for Duran, and the Timberwolves have their first hit of the day. That brings up Nora Broderick, the cleanup batter. She is the third baseman for the Timberwolves. Upstairs for ball one to Broderick. Windy afternoon, as is typical here alongside Washington Street. Big swing and a miss. Count evens at 1-1 now. Duran holding for now on first. On one hit, no errors. The Timberwolves leave one stranded on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the first. We'll meet the Walpole defensive set and the Abington Green Wave lineup when we come back. You're watching Green Wave Softball on Abington Community Access and Media. Bottom of the first inning, let's meet the Green Wave starting lineup. Shannon Varvitsiotis leads us off. She slashes this one foul out of play. Batting second is Madison Perry. Kelly Pino bats third. Casey Bailey is batting cleanup. Brenna Howley bats fifth. Bella Abrams sixth. Kiera Howley batting seventh. Ava DiPietro is hitting eighth. Elsie Testa is the designated player today. She will bat ninth, with Caden Lynch being the flex. On to the quick count to Varvitsiotis, 2 fouls. That one is upstairs. Not one to shy away from swinging the bat early in counts is Varvitsiotis. Meanwhile, the Walpole defensive set doing the pitching in the circle today is Charlotte Stasinski. Ariana Cruiser doing the catching for her. Brookie Arena is at first base. Abby Kearns at second. The shortstop is Caroline Daly. Nora Broderick at third. Left to right across the outfield, Lindsay Jacobs, Caroline Duran, Susie McAdams. As the count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two from Stasinski is a high ball 3, full count. Fouled back to the backstop. Count remains full here for Vitsiotis. Another foul off, a real battle. The next will be pitch number 9 of the at-bat. And Varvitsiotis earns the walk. 10-pitch battle there from Stasinski and Varvitsiotis. Varvitsiotis winning it. She is on first base, and there will be no courtesy runner, at least at this juncture, for the Green Wave starting pitcher. Sacrifice bunt on. The bunt is perfect, and just behind the throw was Perry, as Varvitsiotis moves up to second. Perry almost beat that out as the first baseman came charging in and overran it. So one away here, runner on second base for Callie Pino. Talk about a player that really came alive last season. Pino, especially in that playoff game against Bartlett, a couple home runs on a Sunday morning. Big swing and a miss. And now a throw out to second. Winds up in center field. Good backup, though. Varvitsiotis holds on second. Ball 2 strikes to Pino. One on, one out. The pitch from Stasinski is a high ball 2. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, as Pino looks at strike 3 over the outside corner for the second out. And that will bring up Casey Bailey for her first at bat in the better part of almost 2 years now. So see what she can do. One on, runner on second base and Varvitsiotis, 2 outs here, bottom of the first inning. Big swing and a miss for a strike to Bailey. And another big swing by Bailey. Just ahead of it. 2 strikes. The 0-2 from Stasinski. Strike 3, and the Green Wave will leave one stranded here in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Scoreless after the first. Be back for the top of the second right after this. Ariana Cruiser will start things off, followed by Charlotte Stasinski and Caroline Daly here in the top of the second. This one fouled off for strike 1 from Shannon Varvitsiotis, who returns to the circle for her second inning of work today. Last year, impressively averaged more than 7 strikeouts per 7 innings. There's a quick no balls, 2 strikes count to Cruiser, fouling both of them off above the Walpole dugout. Varvitsiotis for the 0-2. Up high for ball 1. Getting a little more selective is Cruiser. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two from Varvitsiotis. High ball 3 is trying to get her to chase on the rising fastball. Count moves full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Ball 4, and it'll be a walk on 6 pitches. Cruiser battling back from down 0-2 to take first base safely. The bunt attempt is fouled off for strike 1. Charlotte Stasinski, the pitcher, at the plate now. Now the throw down to first is... It's going to be a stolen base for Cruiser. Great catch by Howley at first, but then swung her glove around her to apply the tag, not realizing that Cruiser is on second base. High rising pop up to foul territory as Kira Howley moves over, makes the catch, but a very alert tag by Cruiser moves her up to third base, and it's a now sacrifice by Stasinski. So 1 on, 1 out. Daly hits a slasher out of play foul. First run of the game, 60 feet away. It'll be a ball just below the knees. Count evens at 1-1. Brookie Arena is waiting on deck as this one falls to Pino at second. The throw to first in time for the out, but the sacrifice works again, and Walpole will take a 1-0 lead here as Cruiser advances on the throw to first. So we reset, bases empty with 2 outs. For Brookie Arena, the first baseman for the Timberwolves. So it's a ball 1 low. Another ground ball. This one to Varvitsiotis. Her throw to Howley at first in time for the out. And that will retire the side, but not before the Timberwolves play a little bit of small ball and get Cruiser across for the game's first run. They lead heading to the bottom of the second, 1-0 over Abington. Back after this. Brenna Howley, Bella Abrams, Kiera Howley due up for the Green Wave here in the bottom of the second inning. Abington still looking for their first hit. Varvitsiotis is the first base runner after walking in the first. Abrams check swing at a ball outside. Wind blowing from first to third base as that's a strike over the outside corner. Just low for ball 2. Two and 1 the count to Howley. Big swing and a miss. 2-2. This is a rising liner to right center field. It will get past the center fielder and Howley into second base with a leadoff double. Howley with a gapper to start the inning, getting past Caroline Duran, who was moving to her left. The ball spinning right. McAdams had to recover it. Just a foot right in front of us. Great look by our camera extraordinaire, Matt Lyons. One fouled off out of play for strike 1 to Bella Abrams. Chopper back to the mound. Bobbled by Stasinski, and now running home and getting caught in a pickle is Howley. Stasinski is there, but Howley able to turn back and then reaching out and getting her with the tag eventually. I believe was the pitcher Stasinski. So officially on that double play, it's 1-4-3-2. 5, back to 1. A lot of numbers. 2 outs. That brings up Kiera Howley with now 2 away. Two balls, no strikes to Kiera Howley. Kiera did an admirable job last year as the starting catcher for the Green Wave. That one fouled off for a strike. Low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foul tip into the mitt. That will go for strike 3, and the Green Wave go down in order, albeit unconventionally. 1, 2, 3, no runs on 1 hit, no runners stranded. We are at the end of the second inning. Walpole leading 1-0 back after this. Lindsey Jacobs will lead us off, then we'll head back to the top of the Timberwolves order for Susie McAdams and Abby Kearns. McAdams and Kearns, strikeout victims of Shannon Varvitsiotis, who is back in the circle for her 3rd inning of work. First one fouled away, 0-1. 0-2 is Varvitsiotis going to work quick here in the 3rd. No defensive changes to speak of for the Green Wave. And it's a 3-pitch strikeout. That is the 4th strikeout of the day for Varvitsiotis. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. That brings up McAdams, who went down looking her first time up. She squared to bunt, pulled back, but it was a called strike anyway. Oh, and 1 that brings in DiPietro and Howley at the corners. Little flare to short, picked up by Brenna. The throw to first, not in time. Beating it out is McAdams with the infield single. And now taking off for second as the ball somehow got past Varvitsiotis and behind third base. So we call it a single with an advancement on the throwing error. And McAdams on second base. That'll bring up Kearns, who struck out swinging her first time up. That was a ball high. Two and oh. McAdams, an interesting start sequence here at second base. She's down like a track athlete would be in the blocks. So that's good for a strike to Kearns. Now when the pitch is being thrown, she's almost like a track athlete block starting on the 100-meter dash. Swing and a miss, count evens at 2-2. Doing her best Maria Wood impression. Fastest girl in Abington school history. 2-2 from Varvitsiotis. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. There are 2 outs, and Varvitsiotis has her 5th strikeout of the afternoon. Caroline Duran singled her first time up. Swing and a miss on the riser from Varvitsiotis. McAdams holding at second. Oh, and 2. Varvitsiotis in the groove early on here. Just the 2 singles for Walpole so far. She doesn't chase that one. 1 and 2. Pitch from Varvitsiotis. High pop-up, right field. Caden Lynch moving in and makes the catch for out number 3. No runs on 1 hit, one error that allowed the advancement to second base. We are still 1-0 Walpole, heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning, which we'll have for you when we come back. Dropping down the bunt, and the throw is dropped to first base. So Ava DiPietro on with a leadoff error. So leadoff runner is on for the Green Wave. Elsie Testa, the designated player today. She'll get her first at bat of the game, and the bunt is a pop-up in foul territory that is caught by the catcher for out number 1. Back to the top of the order, Shannon Varvitsiotis walked her first time up. Big hack and a miss at the first pitch she sees. Oh, and 2. The 0-2 from Stasinski up and in for ball 1. Another refreshing gust of wind from the Washington Street sea breeze. And a wave and a miss at strike 3. That is strikeout number 4 for Stasinski. Now we'll bring up Madison Perry, who sacrifice bunted her last time up. Almost beat it out, too. Callie Pino awaiting on deck. DiPietro still on first. This one's slashed foul. I believe it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Pitch from Stasinski. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is how the inning will end. The Green Wave strand their 3rd base runner of the game. And Stasinski now has 5 strikeouts on the afternoon, no runs, No hits, one error committed by the Timberwolves in that inning. We're headed to the top half of the fourth. Walpole leading 1-0 back after this. Back here for the top of the fourth inning. Nora Broderick, Ariana Cruiser, Charlotte Stasinski due up for the Timberwolves. Swing and a miss at strike one from Varvitsiotis. She's got 6 strikeouts now through the first 3 innings of work. That is good for strike 2. Pitch from Varvitsiotis is outside. Two balls, 2 strikes the count. Broderick is strikeout victim swinging her first time up and will go down the same way this time. That's good for strikeout number 6 for Varvitsiotis. Second of the day for Broderick. Ariana Cruiser walked and scored the game's only run her first time up. Pump fake at a swing, but it's a little bit upstairs for ball 2. Hacked foul. And Varvitsiotis battling back for a 2-1 count now. Up and out for ball 3. Swing and a miss. Count moves full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hack foul, the count will remain full. Payoff pitch is a ball high and a little bit inside, so winning the battle there is Cruiser, who walks for the second time, very disciplined at the plate. Stasinski hit a sacrifice fly to foul territory at first base. That moved Cruiser along to second, back in the second inning. One hops in front of Madison Perry. The throw to second, just a half step behind Cruiser. Close one there from Perry in center field. So now runners on first and second with just the one out. That brings up Caroline Daly, who grounded to Kelly Pino. Ground ball this time to DiPietro at third. The throw is in and out of Pino's glove at second. And they're safe all around on the fielder's choice. Cruiser at third, Stasinski at second, Daly at first. So the bases are loaded, nowhere to put them for Abington. Brookie Arena grounded back to Varvitsiotis. Her last time up. That would be an ideal scenario for Abington here. It is a low ball 1. Big swing and a miss. Serena wanted all of that one. That one upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lindsay Jacobs is waiting on deck. Another big swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Arena. The 2-2. Good for strike 3, right down Broadway, and Arena took it without lifting the bat for a big second out for Abington here in the top of the 4th, and strikeout number 7 for Shannon Varvitsiotis. Continues with her +1 strikeout per inning pace set from last year. Busy week here as the spring season kicking off. 4 straight days of Green Wave sports. Softball today, baseball tomorrow. Lax is also playing today, as is tennis. Baseball again on Wednesday and softball on Thursday. /foul, that will get out of play over the right field fence. Jacobs a strikeout victim her first time up. That would be the best case for the Green Wave here. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes from Shannon Varvitsiotis, trying to get out of the jam here. Walpole loading the bases with 1 out. Cruiser at third, Stasinski at second, Daly at first. High pop-up foul, the count remains 0-2. The 0-2 to Jacobs. Over the outside corner, just enough to be ball 1. Now the 1-2 from Varvitsiotis. High pop up towards Pino at second. She'll make the catch, and Walpole will leave them stranded all around here in the top of the fourth inning. No runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and we're still at 1-0 heading to the bottom half of the fourth, which we'll have for you right after this. That was strike 1 to Callie Pino. Quickly down, no balls, 2 strikes. Pino, Casey Bailey, and Brenna Howley due up for the Green Wave. The 0-2 from Stasinski is a high ball 1. Pino striking out to start the inning. This is Casey Bailey with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Brenna Howley is awaiting on deck. Another foul ball, real battle here. And a big swing and a miss as Stasinski wins the battle, and 4th straight strikeout for her. 7th overall. 2 outs now in the inning. And that brings up Brenna Howley. Good for strike over the outside corner. 1-1. Hard grounder to second. The throw is in plenty of time for The third out, 1-2-3 in order go the Green Wave in the bottom half of the fourth. We head to the top half of the fifth. It'll be the top of the Timberwolves order right after this. Susie McAdams, Abby Kearns, and Caroline Duran due up for the Walpole Timberwolves in the top half of the fifth. Strike one thrown in from Varvitsiotis. Strike. McAdams, 1 for 2. This one lifted into left, and it will fall in fair territory right in front of Abrams, who dropped it and then fired it in a little bit low to Pino, but holding it first with a single is McAdams, her second hit of the day. Abby Kearns trying to avoid the hat trick of strikeouts. Squares to bunt. Right down to DiPietro. The throw to first in time, but nobody covering third. And that will allow some savvy base running by McAdams to take the open base. Second time the Green Wave have gotten burned by that this game. Caroline Duran, 1 for 2, a single and a fly out to right field. This one is foul out of play. Strike one to Duran. Broderick on deck. One comes in low, 1-1. 2-1. Elsie Testa theoretically would be the next pitcher in line. So it's now 3 balls, 1 strike from Varvitsiotis here. The second run of the afternoon, just 60 feet away. Pop up to Pino at second. She'll make the catch, and no try by McAdams. 2 away for Broderick, who has struck out twice, both swinging. Check swing, that was a ball high. 3 of those last inning. So that's upstairs for ball 2. The count to Broderick. Ariana Cruiser waiting on deck. She's walked twice. Varvitsiotis finally getting one across for strike 1. 3-1 is swung on and missed. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Varvitsiotis gets out of the jam. And the Timberwolves leave their 6th runner stranded on base of the day. No runs on 1 hit. No errors. We'll head to the bottom half of the 5th. Bella Abrams, Kiera Howley, Ava DiPietro due up for the green wave when we come back. Bella Abrams slashing one foul down the right field line to start off the bottom half of the 5th. Abrams grounded into a 1-4-3-2-5-1 double play her last time up. She swings and misses at strike 2. Check swing, and Stasinski tosses in ball 1. This one will get out of play. Count remains 1-2. Towards right, and it falls in foul territory once again. The 1-2 to Abrams. This one will get down, lined into right. The throw to first will not be in time, and Abrams has a leadoff single. This is Kiera Howley, a strikeout victim her first time up. Squares the bunt, drops it down the third base line. Throw to first is going to be in time. Abrams moves up to second. All told, you probably had to play at second base. Ava DiPietro reached on an error by the pitcher her last time up. Abrams holds at second. That is up and out for a ball. It's good for a strike over the outside edge. 2 balls, 1 strike. Count evens at 2-2. Check swing. The appeal down is ruled she did not offer, so it's a walk for DiPietro. She reaches for the second time today. Runners on first and second. That brings up Elsie Testa. She popped out on a sac bunt attempt back to the catcher her first time up. Bunt dropped down right in front of the plate. The throw down to first in time. Moves Abrams up to third and DiPietro up to second. second sack bunt of the inning. And that will bring up a meeting at the mound amongst the Timberwolves. Runners on second and third. And Shannon Varvitsiotis coming to the dish for Abington. Big spot for the Green Wave. Trailing by a run. You've got Abrams at third, DiPietro now at second. Stasinski remains in. So the first pitch to Varvitsiotis is a high ball one. You get the feeling that Stasinski might not want to throw a strike to someone as powerful as Shannon Varvitsiotis. Top 3 on the team in home runs last year. Quick 2-0 count. Madison Perry on deck. And it's 3 balls, no strikes to Varvitsiotis now. Two on, 2 out. The 3-0 is a low ball 4. Not the worst walk I've ever seen. Probably intentional, and that will bring up Perry, who is 0 for 1. She also sacrificed bunted back in the first, struck out in the third. Nowhere to put him for Walpole. Bases loaded. First pitch to Perry is fouled off out of play. The 0-1 from Stasinski. Slashed foul. That one gets out as well. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes for Madison Perry. Runners on second and third, and it is fouled to the backstop. Varvitsiotis on first, so there's nowhere to put him. Would be Calipino should Perry not get retired here. That's a high ball. 1-2. Perry ground ball up the middle, and colliding with DiPietro is the shortstop. Looks like their heads might have banged. The throw goes to the backstop. A lot of confusion there. Take another look in super slow motion. So there's the collision, the throw from center field. So it looks so interference is not going to get called. Abrams is in from third. I believe DiPietro stopped at third base. So it's a tie game, 1-1. And the bases are still loaded for the Green Wave. On the fielder's choice, single up the middle by Madison Perry. That brings up Callie Pino. So you have a new shortstop, or they're testing out. There is a new shortstop. Number 6 is the injury replacement. Stasinski remains on the hill. Perry on first, Varvitsiotis on second, DiPietro on third. Kelly Pino, a strikeout victim twice, but she has a lot of pop in the bat. Slasher foul. Ball and 2 strikes now to the Green Wave second baseman. The 1-2 is upstairs. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two is over the outside corner. No, that's strike 2. So now it's a 2 ball, 2 strike count to Pino, who's waiting for the perfect pitch. Chopper to short, diving play by the new shortstop, but she has nowhere to go, and the Green Wave take a 2-1 lead, their first lead of the game. Run batted in for Callie Pino. That moves Varvitsiotis up to third. Perry up to second. 2 runs across here in the bottom of the 5th inning, all coming with 2 outs, and that brings up Casey Bailey. She has struck out twice this game, making her long-awaited return to the Green Wave lineup. Bailey looks at a called strike over the outer edge. Stasinski looking to get out of the self-created jam, and a big swing and a miss by Bailey, who got anxious with 2 strikes. The Green Wave leave them loaded, but not before they are able to plate 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors. Abington takes their first lead of the game. 2-1, headed to the top of the 6th inning. Ariana Cruiser, Charlotte Stasinski, and Caroline Daly due up. Doubt we'll see Daly, as she was the one who exited with the injury. That's good for strike one. Number 6 is another cruiser. Big swing and a miss. Bailey held on for another strikeout for Varvitsiotis. Nine strikeouts for Shannon Varvitsiotis so far today. Tosses another strike in there. Rising pop-up to Pino at second. She moves over a couple feet to her right and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. First pitch to Cruiser, her first at bat of the game. Check swinging a ball up and out of the zone. Big swing and a miss that time. One ball, two strikes. The count to Cruiser. Foul tip that goes off of Bailey's helmet. Count remains 1-2. One, two, skied a mile in the air. That's going to get out of play. Pitch from Varvitsiotis. Just high. Count evens at 2-2. Another high pop up. This one towards right field in foul territory. Lynch and Pino both making a move on it, but neither could quite get there in time. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. That is good for strike 3, right down Broadway for Varvitsiotis, who now has 10 strikeouts on the afternoon. The Timberwolves go down 1-2-3 in order in the top of the 6th inning. We'll head to the bottom half. The Green Wave lead it 2-1. Brenna Howley, Bella Abrams, Kiera Howley will get us started. Abrams led off last inning. A lot of small ball being played today. The Green Wave playing 2 runs there last time up. Abrams and DiPietro. 2 sack bunts, a walk, a couple singles, and now Brenna Howley has her second hit of the game. Single and a double. That brings up Bella Abrams, who singled her last time up. fouled off and out of play. Large group of returners. Had a lot of bonding experiences together throughout that playoff run last year. High pop up middle infield. Cruiser moves in and makes the catch for out number 1. Kira Howley sacrifice bunted her last time up. She's also struck out. Was back in the second inning. Throw down, not in time. It's a stolen base for Brenna Howley. Oh, and 2 now, the count to Howley. DiPietro waiting on deck. Low and away. Brenna retreats back to second base. Hard grounder, that'll get into left field and through the left fielder. That's going to score Brenna Howley. Still rolling as Kiera will stop at second base with an RBI double, and the Green Wave make it a 3-1 lead. On, I believe, what will be an error by the third baseman. Just had it roll right under the glove. And the Howleys swap places. Brenna in from second. Kira takes her place. That brings up Ava DiPietro, who has reached base both times. However, yet to register an official at bat, as she has walked and reached on an error. The rare instance that someone has already seen the base paths twice, but they're still batting a 0-0-0 on the season. Bunt squared, drop down foul. So we'll see a return to small ball with just 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And a strike 3 called, low and inside corner. That'll be good for the second out. Number 9 for Stasinski. Elsie Testa has attempted 2 sacrifice bunts. One popped foul to the catcher, and the other she was thrown out of first base. The 0-2 grounded. It will get to a diving second baseman. The throw is not in time. Meanwhile, it's dropped, and Howley's going to score. Testa heads for second, and it's a 4-1 lead for Abington on a couple of throwing errors. The original single should go as a hit, but then advancing on the throwing error. And Kira Howley scored all the way from second base to make it 4-1 Abington. Top of the lineup, this is Varvitsiotis, who has walked twice. This one slashed foul, so 2 strikes to Varvitsiotis. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Test on second, 2 outs here in bottom of the 6th. Little chop shot to second base and a diving catch. Nice play made by Abby Kearns. That will retire the side, but the Green Wave get 2 more. They lead it 4-1. We're headed to the 7th. Walpole needs 3 to extend this to the bottom half of the inning. They will send up Brookie Arena, Lindsay Jacobs, and Susie McAdams when we come back right after this. Top of the 7th inning. Brookie Arena is 0 for 2, a ground out back to Varvitsiotis and a strikeout looking. Ball 2 outside. 2-0, they count to Arena. Ground ball back to Varvitsiotis off the end of her glove. Calm, cool, composed, collected. Picks up the ball and tosses over to Kiera Howley for out number 1. Lindsay Jacobs is 0 for 2. Strikeout and a pop out to Kelly Pino at second. Pinch hitter is Grace Todd. Jacobs will finish the day 0 for 2. Pop up to Howley on the line drive at first, and Walpole is down to their last out. Susie McAdams has struck out and singled twice. Strike 1 to McAdams. Ten strikeouts for Varvitsiotis so far. And now McAdams down 0-2. Yo, 2 from Varvitsiotis. It's chopped foul. The ball's 2 strikes. Hard liner that goes foul again. Count remains 0-2. Oh, 0-2 battle here is the fifth pitch of the at-bat. He's grounded to Brenna Howley at short. The throw over in time, and the Green Wave win it. Shannon Varvitsiotis leading the way with 10 strikeouts, and Abington will start the year 1-0, defeating the Walpole Timberwolves by a final score of 4-1. And that is how we're going to end it on April 3rd, the first day of the spring season. Abington back in action 2 more times this week on the road tomorrow before hosting on Thursday afternoon. I want to thank you for tuning into this game and every game here on Abington Community Access and Media. I want to thank our cameraman / producer today, the one, the only Matt Lyons. On behalf of everyone here at ACAM, I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson. We will see you next game.